When you think of China, what is the city that comes to your mind? People usually say Shanghai or Beijing. China is the third biggest country, yet not as many cities are famous. There are cities like Guangzhou, Harbin, Shenzhen, and even Qingdao that are on the rise. But as someone who likes to explore new, smaller cities, I decided to go to the Chinese city closest to fly from, Korea. Less known to the world, but between the locals, it is known as the Snow Nest of China. This city embodies Western history and architecture, as well as their own Chinese heritage and history. This is Yantai of Shandong Peninsula. You might recognize the name Yentai as it is famous for their alcohol, famously producing Yantai Baiju and producing 1/3 of China's wine production. I will be exploring the both Chinese and Western influence on this city. So subscribe and take a trip to Yantai with me. Instead of staying at the main area of Yantai, I decided to stay near Penglai district because there are two main landmarks I wanted to see, and it's an hour away from the main area. And lucky for me, I found an insanely cheap 4-star hotel that was built only a few months prior to my stay, so I had no reason not to stay in this area. I mean, look at how nice the lobby and the room is for €21 a night. The room is spacious, clean, new, got all the amenities you'd need like dental kit, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and free slippers. On top of that, I arrived at 9:30 in the morning and they let me check in straight away, no questions asked. When I asked for late checkout, they gave me free late checkout till 2 p.m. Unfathomable for €21. After my extremely early check-in, I headed to my first destination, Penglai Pavilion. This is an Asian pavilion complex located on a cliff overlooking the sea in Penglai City, Yentai. It's renowned for its history, mythology, coastal views, and cultural significance. It was first built in 1061 during the Northern Song Dynasty and then expanded in later dynasties. The main structure is a 2-story wooden building with traditional Chinese architecture features, surrounded by wings, temples, halls, and corridors. And you can see a beautiful tower surrounded by water at the back. These two buildings create a figure of 8 seen from above, and the design is both beautiful and significant because this place is deeply tied to Chinese mythology, especially the legend of the 8 immortals crossing the sea. The story goes, 8 Taoist immortals must cross the sea without a boat, each using their own unique power or sacred object. This gave rise to the saying, everyone uses their own strength to solve a shared challenge. In essence, the legend teaches that true power comes from self-knowledge and aligned action, not brute strength. Because of these 8 Taoist immortal story, Penglai was traditionally seen as a gateway to immortality. Apparently, Qin Shi Huang is amongst those that sought the elixir of life here. And lucky for me, I kind of randomly ran into seals. So yeah, they're very cute. Bless! I have always wanted to try this Chinese Hanfu experience, and lucky for me, they had it there. Usually, these experiences cost at least €70, but it is only €20 here. Everything is honestly cheaper in Yantai because it's not globally touristy yet. I had to trust the process because I looked like a boiling egg at one point, but wow, the result coming in 3, 2, 1. Dressing up like a Chinese royalty, I felt in my element. Felt gorgeous, walking around in historical and mythical place. But it was freezing as it was in January, so I quickly returned to my normal clothes. Goodbye, Penglai. Oh, but like a well-mannered princess I was raised to be, I didn't forget to show respect and give a little prayer before I left. After playing princess, I got so hungry as I had yet to have eaten anything, so I headed to a nearby mall called Lichun Haiqing Mall. For a mall in the middle of nowhere, it was actually pretty big and had many shops, though they were mostly food and arcade shops. At this point, I still had my makeup on, so this is how I was walking around, by the way. I landed on this place that grabbed the attention of my hungry stomach the most. I asked for their recommendation and they suggested their most expensive menu. It was only €9 though, so still very cheap. What they ordered for me was their signature spicy beef stir fry, and I did not regret coming here at all. It was packed with flavors and the enjoyable kind of spiciness. Lots of garlic, chili, fried with celery and white fungus. It almost tasted something like between Korean bulgogi and Thai pad krap pao, which I both adore. Eating it with steamed rice was sending me to heavens. Finished the rice, mixing it to the sauce, plate completely clean. Since I had a morning flight that was delayed by an hour and had no rest, I passed out after eating late lunch at 3 p.m. I had a nap and edited my videos a bit, and it was already 7:30 p.m. I wasn't hungry at all, but not having dinner on a trip is illegal. China is known for hot pot, but have you tried conveyor belt hot pot? I didn't know how it works, but you basically just pay €7.50 and it is all you can eat hot pot. You choose the base at the beginning and then you start grabbing whatever topping you want. They had quite a few desserts and small bites too. The pink burger had cheese inside the patty. It was so good. I ate a little more than necessary, or I can handle, so I was dying. I somehow made it back to the hotel and was in dreamland in a matter of minutes. The next day, there was one more place I wanted to see before moving my hotel to the main city of Yantai. But this did not go as I planned. From Xiaohongshu, I learned that there is a Western-style castle nearby, so I had to go. A Chinese princess yesterday, a Western princess today. But unlucky for me, this happened. First of all, it was fully gated and I didn't know how to get in. No one to be seen and all the walls were falling apart. Though I did manage to find a ticket booth and it was freezing as it was extremely windy. I was crying. Nonetheless, the castle itself was very pretty seen from afar. It's by the ocean, so it has awesome backdrop. The castle was big and impressive. It even had a little maze garden, but the surrounding area was just very dead. It seemed like a lot of construction was going on, had lots of rubbish, broken infrastructure, and so on. Anyhow, I approached the castle, and the closer I got to the castle, less impressive it became. I really thought there were people and some things going on inside the castle, but apparently this is pretty much an abandoned castle that used to be a hotel. Literally, there was 0 people, so I was the only living person in this massive castle building. I say living person because I wouldn't be surprised if there were other entities. Wind was strong, the building was creaky, I was so scared. Nonetheless, I looked around to make the most out of my money and time getting here. Then I started hearing a group of tourists come in and I got to look around more comfortably. There were 2 other buildings, so I headed towards it, but wow, this was even scarier. I passed a sign saying there is a music bar and wine cellar stuff, so I tried to go in, but again, absolutely nobody. And I heard a loud bang from that door, so I turned around. I am not here to film a horror movie where I die first. The glass was so dirty I could hardly see, but when I got closer to it, you can see all the furniture people used to use but left as it is. This gave me the chills. I kept heading towards the second main building and all the windows and infrastructure was broken again. The building was pretty though. This place was empty again. Surprise, surprise. And I think this was even scarier than the one before because this is what I heard as soon as I walked in. And I did not trust that closet. I've seen Conjuring. Anyway, the room is actually quite nice, but was creepy just because you could feel how abandoned it was. I'm getting scared just editing and seeing the video again right now. I really don't like eerie atmosphere. I don't enjoy scary things. I am all light, joy, and happiness. So I ran out of the mansion crying. I did not like the energy in there. Later I found out that it has a huge wine cellar underground. The room I left because of the bang noise. So lucky for me, that place was not haunted and my soul is still clean. After my body and soul freezing cold experience, I checked out of the €21 hotel and headed to the main city, Zufu, Yentai, Shandong. Quick hotel tour because this was another great 4-star hotel for only €33 a night. Manxin Hotel is where I stayed and turns out this is a chain hotel in China. 5-minute car ride from the city center but more quiet and half the price of the hotels in the main city. Also, the taxi is literally €1 to the city, so why not? Again, the lobby, the service, the room were quite luxe. Clean, new, and spacious. Cannot complain. Also, the price included breakfast for 2 every morning. The breakfast room was gorgeous. Honestly, better than many 4 to 5-star restaurants outside China. The food was okay in my opinion, but definitely good enough given that I didn't pay extra for it. Before heading to the first landmark of Yantai city, I had to eat because it was already 2 p.m. I was in taxi for 90 minutes on empty stomach. I was feeling weak. So I walked to the nearby place. I honestly would think I was in Europe if it weren't for the Chinese signs. And as I was wandering and wandering, I almost got hit by cars. In China, cars don't stop for you. You gotta dodge the cars. Anyway, I had so many different food options to choose from, but I landed on this place because the lady was promoting it hard.
哎，好吃，
好吃，辣吗？
辣不辣？微辣。Okay.
And I liked her energy. I asked her for a recommendation and she recommended me this whole fun signature dish with bun kind of thing and a special dessert. I also had this cutie looking and keep winking at me, so that was a plus. Flavor of this noodle was very familiar to Koreans. Almost tastes like the dipping sauce for Korean dumplings. So I am guessing the base is the garlic, vinegar, and soy sauce. But there was more kick to it with chili and chili oil. And the crunch of the bok choy and mung bean goes well with the stuffed chicken and noodles. One long noodle, by the way. Bun is pretty much Chinese pork bun, but instead of a traditional bao, it's deep fried and sliced in the middle for toppings. It was a bit more crunchy because of the peppers. The dessert had a tinge of brown sugar sweetness, but the date flavor overpowers it. And the pear is very mushy. I don't like dates either, so it's a pass for me. Nonetheless, I think people who like dates and mild sweet desserts would love this. As I was heading down, I saw arcades. My mom and sister are low-key obsessed with claw machine these days. A lot of Koreans are. So I did them the honor and played a few games. I wanted to only exchange 20 yuan for 20 games, but they don't give change and took my 100 yuan. But lucky for me, the owner came to rescue. I looked around and chose this pup because I missed my silver and I wanted China silver to keep me accompanied for the rest of my trip. I was kept failing closely, so the owner came to the rescue again. He made it easier for me. And yay, I got her! Oh, she is so cute. Then I tried to get another cute pup, but that did not work out. But lucky for me, this cute game room kitty came to play with me, so I was in a good mood. After playing hard, I got myself some iced tea and finally got ready and headed towards the Fisherman's Wharf. It is a coastal scenic and entertainment area facing the Yellow Sea. It combines tourism, leisure, shopping, dining, entertainment, and ocean culture in one place. It's what ChatGPT told me, but I just heard that it feels like Europe here. I came to China for the food, but I did miss the European scenic, so here I was. But unlucky for me, the weather was horrid. The sky looked depressed. Nonetheless, I enjoyed the view and the sound of the ocean. Many people were enjoying the view from the cafe and restaurant. I was wondering why there were so many Europe-inspired buildings. Turns out, Yentai Shandong has a high concentration of European architecture for historical, not aesthetical reasons. The city was shaped by foreign powers in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Due to the treaty port era, in 1861 onward, Yantai, then called Hanfu, was opened as a treaty port after the Second Opium War. Western powers were legally allowed to live, trade, and build there. As I was looking around the streets, I noticed how all the European-looking buildings were closed though. I had a flashback to this morning in the abandoned castle. I shivered and didn't dare go inside. Even the main building was broken and off limits, so I decided to just turn back. And I headed to SuoChang Street, the street of sunshine. This is the main street, people shop and look around. But when I went, it was pretty empty. Bad weather plus weekday, comprehensible. I was wandering and came across the famous panda hotel. Lots of pandas and giant grape sculpture at the front. I personally think it would be too loud to stay here, but still a convenient location. I was so cold, my hands started protesting. So I went into a nearby souvenir shop, and that's when I remembered how Yantai is famous for Pingguo, which means apple. My sister is my little apple, that's been her nickname forever. So I got her a little apple-scented candle and bought dehydrated apple snack for me. I tried the apple snack straight away and it was so delicious. I walked into another apple store and ordered myself a freshly squeezed apple juice. They have ice cream too, but I could have died from hypothermia, so I skipped this one. While I was enjoying the juice, the two ladies in front of me asked to help them take photos, so we got talking.
Mom?
Friend.
Yes.
Oh.
We just met today.
Oh.
And then we travel together.
Oh wow.
Would you like to join us?
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I randomly got to have dinner with two Chinese ladies. The older lady was driving. At first, I was just very happy and excited. Then, as we started turning into streets, I did start questioning my safety. Am I too trusting of people? Just because they are women, I follow them so blindly. I have zero survival instincts.
Wait, what's your name?
Yumi. You can call me Yumi.
Yumi. Stacy.
Stacy. Stacy.
Oh, Eugene. Eugene.
Eugene. Your name Eugene.
Korean name Eugene.
Oh, Eugene. Okay, Eugene. I'm Yumi.
Eugene Yumi.
Yeah.
My sister named Yumin.
Maybe I'm your older sister.
No, you look younger.
I'm 28.
Oh, I'm 30.
Oh, you look young.
Oh, thank you. Name?
Your name. How are you?
My name is Di Yu.
Li Yoli. Okay. We arrived at a restaurant and all my overthinking went away. It was a super local place, so thank God I had these two to order for me and take care of me. Yantai is also known for their seafood, so it was something I had to try. We ordered 3 dishes, and honestly, all of them were so rich and delicious. All the portions were massive, so much food for 3 tiny ladies. But it's okay, because Yume did take away the leftover, so no food was wasted. They also insisted they pay for it. Honestly, people are so nice. We see so much negativity on social media, but if you look around, most people are nice rather than not in real life. So keep trusting, loving, and giving. After dinner, I potted with Yumi and Biyoli. I headed to Wanda Plaza to do some shopping. I got some makeup because Chinese makeup is on the rise lately, so I wanted to check something out. I had to go to the supermarket for some condiment shopping too. The fruits here are insanely cheap, and they even sell the already cut ones. But I was too full to eat anymore. They also have baked goods too. But my goal here is to get Haidilao sauce. I used to have these all the time in Singapore, but the ones in Korea just taste weird and bad. These are my quick China food shopping recommendations. Haidilao peanut and sesame dipping sauce, Haidilao spicy sauce, Xiyang powder aka barbecue cumin powder, organic oyster sauce, dehydrated yogurt candy, this hawthorn jelly, I don't like it, but Chinese ladies I used to work with in Singapore like them. Tea. Mom wanted to try pu'er tea, so I got it, but they have many other options to explore. If you want the already packaged one, I recommend this. And China also has many interesting Oreo flavors, so go explore. I did not plan to buy so much, but here I was. My last day in Yantai, I started the day by checking out the big lonely whale statue at the Gold Coast beach. It was so pretty and big. The original name is Deep Breath. The artist intended it to look like a whale coming up for a breath to symbolize freedom, fresh energy, and renewal. But it became known as the lonely whale, symbolizing loneliness due to the netizens thinking it looks lonely on the beach without any other sculptures around it. I thought it would be made of stone for some reason, but it was empty bronze. I also came across this beautiful building. I walked over there and saw a couple of more sculptures, and many family were enjoying outings as the weather was so nice. I took some time sitting around enjoying the architecture. This building is 50 meters tall and inspired by the movement of the sun, the moon, the stars, and their geometrical relationships. It is carved by sunlight, apparently. It also has won many awards too. They have these holes which let the wind blow through and deliver beautiful wave sound. China can be pretty overwhelming, especially for sensory sensitive people like me who enjoys quiet and zen. So taking a break here was really healing, and the architecture was so beautiful seen together with the nature. My last stop of this Yentai trip is Suochengli. Suochengli in Yentai is well-preserved historic district that dates back to the Ming Dynasty, originally built as a military fortress to defend China's northern coastline. Today, it blends traditional Chinese architecture with renovated courtyards, local shops, cafes, and cultural spaces. This place is more enjoyed at night, so most things were closed when I went. So I recommend you going here at nighttime. And like so, my China snow nest Yantai trip has come to an end. Verdict is out. It was interesting to experience both the Chinese and European history in this city. What was interesting was how abandoned and falling apart the European influence in Yentai was. They were literally decaying with time into the past. Odd feeling I was getting, as if I had walked into the past and come back to the present day. Besides that, the food, the architecture, the ocean was absolutely amazing. And it was a trip where I made 2 new friends and experienced the kindness of Chinese. It's a very affordable place to travel to, especially for people from Korea and Japan, since the flights will be cheap and fast. If you enjoyed this trip with me, subscribe and come along to my next travel destination as well.